Let's bring in Republican Senator from Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn. Senator, always great to have you on. I mean, let's face it, today was kind of a no good, very bad day for President Biden. His student loan cancellation was blocked by the Supreme Court, though they will hear the case sometime this winter. Getting big time pressure now for the collapse at the border that he's never been to. And he's now acknowledging that the Inflation Reduction Act isn't really reducing inflation. And yet, at the Tribal Nations Summit, he said this. Watch.
Well, I tell you what, no one's ever done as much as president as this administration is doing, period.
How long, Senator, can you just keep saying, oh, things are just going great?
Well, we know that the White House likes to pick winners and losers, and Joe Biden is picking people he wants to win, and he thinks he's doing a great job. This is where they are very intentional on what they are doing. They are not worried about high gas prices or high inflation. They think if they say the border is secure long enough that people will believe it. Everybody knows that it is not. But you're right. The decisions that they are making, whether it's the American people or the U.S. Supreme Court, they're beginning to say, no, you cannot do this.
Yeah. Your colleague across the aisle today, Senator Elizabeth Warren, said this to Fox News about Elon Musk. Watch.
I think that one human being should not decide how millions of people communicate with each other. And it doesn't make any difference who that human being is. One human being should not be able to go into a dark room by himself and decide, oh, that person gets heard from, that person doesn't. That's not how it should work.
Of course, that's not how it works, because that's not what he's doing. But the concept here is amazing, because a couple of months ago, the White House didn't care about Twitter whatsoever. And now they care deeply, and they believe maybe the White House should get involved in these decisions about what should be free speech and what is not acceptable.
Well, they tried to. They wanted the disinformation board. And thank goodness there was so much outrage over that got shut down. But Elizabeth Warren is saying that one person should not be able to make these determinations. And Trace, when you look at the content moderators with all the big social media platforms, you look at the way the FBI and the campaign, the Clinton campaign, and then also the Biden campaign went to social media and said, do not put this up. This is going to be Russia misinformation. And now that they see someone exposing what had happened, they're going to go after Elon Musk, because he has said he is going to make those files, those emails that show this. He's going to make it public.
Yeah, and we do. We have records. We have videotape. We know that the misinformation was coming from one side, and it wasn't the side they're complaining about now. What do you think about Republicans threatening to block the annual defense authorization bill, Senator, because of mandatory military vaccinations?
What Republicans are doing is working to be certain that we get included in the Defense Authorization Act the ability to keep DOD from firing our men and women in uniform because they're not taking a COVID shot. And bear in mind, COVID vaccine is not like any of those vaccines you think of with polio or smallpox. Things of that nature, Trace. This is a shot. It is important to stand with our men and women in uniform to protect them and make certain that our military is able to meet their recruiting numbers so that we do not harm our nation's security because we have a shrinking military.
Senator Blackburn, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you.